Our next historic speech is by Dame Enid Lyons, the first woman to be elected to the Australian House of Representatives and the first woman appointed to the federal cabinet. A savvy and sometimes controversial speaker, Lyons knew how to play into her male listeners' biases while simultaneously pursuing her own agenda. Her speech to Parliament upon her election in 1943 laid out her views on what it meant to be a woman in that role, both calling upon her male colleagues to change how they listen, but also espousing her traditional views on the family and women's affinity with domestic life. After her masterful introduction, she went on to articulate a bold and lengthy agenda for the country. Here to deliver excerpts from Dame Enid Lyons' historic speech is Jean Koester. Jean has performed in the Pioneer Valley for 15 years. Her favorite roles include Dorothea and Eleemosynary, and Linda Lohman in Death of a Salesman with Apron Theatre Company, B. Sullivan in Other People's Money with New Century Theatre, Claire Gans in Rumors with Country Players, and Mrs. Von Don in Diary of Anne Frank with Arena Civic Theatre. Jean has also worked on several local films, including The God Question, Boy Meets Girl, and Spooners. Jean's other favorite roles include mom to 3 wonderful teens and young adults, and as a sales executive for a national insurance carrier. Please welcome to the podium Jean Koester performing as Dame Enid Lyons.
It would be strange indeed were I not deeply conscious of the fact, if not a little odd, that on my shoulders rests a great weight of responsibility. Because this is the first occasion upon which a woman has addressed this house. For that reason, it is an occasion for which every woman in the Commonwealth marks in some degree a turning point in history. I am well aware that as I acquit myself in the work that I have undertaken for the next 3 years, so shall I either prejudice or enhance the prospects of those women who may wish to follow me in public service in the years to come. I know that many honorable members have viewed the advent of women to the legislative halls with something approaching alarm. They have feared, I have no doubt, the somewhat too vigorous use of a new broom. I wish to reassure them. I hold very sound views on brooms and sweeping. Although I quite realize that a new broom is a very useful adjunct to the work of the housewife, I also know that it undoubtedly is very unpopular in the broom cupboard. And this particular new broom knows that she has a very great deal to learn from the occupants of, I dare not say, this particular cupboard. At all events, she hopes to conduct herself with sufficient modesty and sufficient sense of her lack of knowledge, at least to earn the desire of honorable members to give her whatever help they may be able to give. I believe very sincerely that any woman entering the public arena must be prepared to work as men work. She must justify herself not as a woman, but as a citizen. She must attack the same problems and be prepared to shoulder the same burdens. But because I am a woman and cannot divest myself of those qualities that are inherent in my sex, and because every one of us speaks broadly in the terms of one's own experience, honorable members will have to become adjusted to the application of the homely metaphors of the kitchen rather than those of the operating theater, the workshop, or the farm. I hope that no one will imagine that that implies in any way a limitation of any of my political interests. Rather, it implies an ever-widening outlook on every problem that faces the world today. Every subject, from high finance to international relations, from social security to the winning of the war, touches very closely the home and the family. Therefore, honorable members will not, I know, be surprised when I say that I am likely to be even more concerned with national character than with national effort. Now, honorable members will forgive me when I say that the problems of government were not the problems of blue books, not problems of statistics, but problems of human values and human hearts and human feelings. That is a concept of government that we might well cherish. It is certainly one that I hold very dear. I hope that I shall never forget that everything that takes place in this chamber goes out somewhere to strike a human heart, to influence the life of some fellow being, and I believe this too, with all my heart, that the duty of every government, whether in this country or any other, is to see that no man, because of the condition of his life, shall ever need lose the vision of the city of God.